What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and we are back with some Aether Gazer. And I want to give you guys some tips and some things that you really should be focusing on, especially early on in the game before there's some actual resets in the game. The first thing that I want to give you guys some advice on is in your modifier page with your characters. Whenever you're leveling up things, you need to be careful about what you're actually leveling up. Now, if you're using specific characters, you're going to need at least a minimum of, I would say, 6 characters to really push it, especially early on in the game. So always keep that in mind. But, you can always level up your skills because you're going to find that you're going to get an abundance of these things just playing through the story mode. So you can level up these skills, max them out, go crazy on the characters that you want to go crazy on. So when it comes to your access key, you can pretty much max out these things, which is your weapons, because you're going to get pretty much enough of these resources, and you will be able to easily farm for these, because you will find whenever you're playing the game, you're going to get so far in the story mode, and you're going to get bottlenecked because it's going to say that your account needs to be a certain level before you can move further. So you're going to have to farm for certain materials, so that way you can build up experience. That way you can get your level up to level 35 or level 40, so you can push further in the story mode and keep your progression going. So this is another thing that you don't really have to worry about leveling up. Now, when it comes to the seagulls, you want to click on these things and you want to hit change. And whenever you hit change, it's actually going to show you recommended seagulls. Now, this is a good thing to do for each of your characters. Whatever character you're building, you can click on here and you can actually look at the recommended seagulls that you need. Now, early on in the game, guys, you're going to need a 3-piece set to add a certain effect for each character. So whatever seagulls you have available, equip them to the character that they're really specifically designed for, and this will give you a hint or indication as to what you can actually put on. Now, as far as leveling these things up, I would not level these things up, guys, unless you have 5-star seagulls. I would wait till you have 5-star seagulls before you start leveling up, because you're going to find that you can actually get through the game and progress through story mode far enough to where you're going to reach a point where you can actually just use your resources for your 5-star seagulls. Now, you might be in a situation where you might need to level up 4-star, and that's okay, but I wouldn't try to max those out. I wouldn't try to go crazy on those things. I really would try to focus your resources on 5-star seagulls, because eventually you're going to be able to farm for these things, and that's really going to help you as far as your resource department. Your codes, guys, this is pretty simple, right? You're just going to be leveling these things up as you go through the game. You're just going to, every time you get a new character, you're going to play in the tutorial, and that's going to unlock this. And then every time you level up your character, more of these are going to get unlocked, which is going to help your damage, your survivability, for your character. So those are the first tips that I can give you as far as, maybe some of your characters. The next thing, guys, is we're going to go into operations here. And we're going to talk about all these little things down here at the bottom. So in the main story, guys, again, you just want to progress through this as much as possible. And you're going to reach a point where you're actually going to be able to face hard. And you want to, start facing hard and just keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you can't go no further. And when you get bottlenecked and you get stuck, then jump into supplies and pick whatever resource you need to level up. The resource that I found that I was bottlenecked on when I was, progressing through here was actually Lost Vestiges. This is the one that I actually need to work on. It seemed like I had plenty of these other materials, didn't really need any of these. You're actually going to level up your experience as you're going through your story mode. You're going to find that you're going to have a lot of coins, skill points, all these things, guys. This is really where I felt like I was lagging. So I actually kind of focused a lot of my resources on this. However, once you get so far in the story mode, let me show you how far I am in the story mode, right? So on normal, guys, I'm all the way, at chapter 8, right? I'm at chapter 8.1. And whenever you clear chapter 8.1, that's when you can really start farming, all these materials in here. So when you get far enough in the story mode and you have this unlocked, I would highly recommend starting to farm for your seagulls. This is where you're going to farm for your seagulls. And the higher level your story mode, guys, the further you are, the higher chance you're going to have of getting 5-star ones. And the cool thing about this is, let me go ahead and remove my face here real quick. The cool thing about this is you can actually pick and choose what seagull you want a chance of for. And let me tell you what, guys, whenever you're in this high of level, you will find that you actually have really, really good chances of doing this. Out of, I would say, probably 8 runs, I got about 3 or 4 5-star seagulls. Now, you don't know what slot. There's slot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You don't know what slot you're going to get, but once you get 3 5-stars, you can equip it to that specific character, change this thing to the other type of seagull that you need for either the same character or for a different character, and just farm in here. And then whenever you get high enough, then you can start farming in your story mode again. And again, I would really, if you're going to level up, seagulls, I really would focus on trying to level up 5-star seagulls, but if you are in a situation where you need to level up 4 stars to push a little bit further because they will add extra stats on your characters, then that might not be a bad idea, but I really would not max those things out. I really would try to stay away from that. The next thing, guys, is the challenges. Now, this is really important because this first one, hazard zone cleaning, is actually going to refresh in 2 days. And as you guys can see, you're going to get some really good rewards. These are very useful later on in the game, or actually in the game. Like, you always want to click at the bottom right, and I actually just played the last one. If you play the first 3 here, you'll actually make it a lot easier on yourself if you are having any kind of difficulty. So when you clear hazard zone A, you will increase the mod's rage charge rate by 50%, which is going to really help, guys. And then your fighting spirit increases modifying level of charge speed by 30%, and then the enemy unit takes 25% more shadow damage. So if you have this unlocked, there's certain specific characters that do have shadow damage. But the rewards that you get out of here, guys, in the voucher shop, you're going to see that you're going to have all kinds of little goodies in the voucher shop that you can pick and choose from, which is actually really great. So you want to come in here, guys, and try to go as far as you can before the reset, so that way you can get as many rewards as possible and help your progression in the game. The next thing is the recurring dream. Now, this is a boss fight that you actually have to fight, and I actually kind of screwed up. I got 17 out of the 18 rewards, but this is really great, and this is where you're going to need 6 characters in total for the most part. Not absolutely, guys. I actually soloed with 1 character in this against Orochi in the very first one, but you're going to have 3 different levels in here, right? And you can see the characters that I did use for this. They're not maxed out by any means, right? And you just want to try to fit all of these requirements, so again, you can get the maximum rewards out of this thing, right? You're gonna need 6 characters. Try to level them up as much as possible, because look what's in here, man. You can get Kunino Tokitachi, which is a really great character. I've been having a lot of fun with her. She's an amazing character that's actually can decrease the elemental resistances, whether it's physical, fire, ice, wind. It's freaking amazing, guys, by 30%. So she's a really nice little asset to have on your team. Even if she doesn't have really good synergy with your character, still a really amazing character to have. And this is a character you can get for absolutely free by having these materials. So as long as you do this game mode and finish it before the reset, you're going to get some materials before the reset that's going to help your progression in here. You can actually get extra shards for her, also an extra 10 shards, and shards for other characters as well with these other materials, right? Which is phenomenal, guys. So you do want to make sure that you are coming in here, that you are trying to get through this as fast as possible, because this thing does refresh. You want to get as many rewards as you can. The next, guys, is the dimensional variable, which refreshes in another 5 days. And this is an important game mode, because if you take a look at the strategy point rewards and you take a look at what you're going to get, once you reach 500 points, you're going to get 10 of these, 750 of these. You're going to get, once you reach 1,000 points, you get 10 of these, 750 of these, and so on, right? Well, the reason that is important, because in the shop, guys, look what you can get. Right? Check out what you can get. You can get these access keys, which are weapons for your characters to really help buff up their damage, right? So you want to make sure that you are coming in here. You can actually get this one here from the current battle pass that is available in the game if you are willing to spend a lot of money, for about $9, or for about $10 actually. And I did go ahead and queue this up because this thing is actually for my ninja girls, which is pretty damn phenomenal, right? You want to make sure that you are coming in here and doing this so that way you can get these materials to buy your access keys, so that way your characters can have a lot more damage, right? I didn't mean to click on that twice, right? And they're going to give you the characters that you're going to play with in here, right? You're going to be playing between all of these characters in this game mode, but you just want to do the best that you can, try to get as many points as possible, so that way you can get as many rewards as you can. You can see how that I have 180 of these already, right? But we need to get a little bit higher. We need to get a few more points, so that way we can get it done, right? But this refreshes in 5 days. So I'm going to be pushing this, trying to do as well as I can, so that way I can get as many rewards out of this, so that way I can get an access key for one of the characters that I'm trying to use in the game. So those are just, a few things that you really need to be working on, guys. This is, I believe this is just one time done in rewards right here. And again, the tutorials, you want to come in here and do this every time you get a character, so that way you can unlock those codes to increase the damage for those characters. And when you level up your characters, you're going to be adding codes as well, which is very, very helpful as far as damage, man. And I can tell you guys that I'm still loving the game. I'm having a great time with the game, and we're definitely going to dive in some other things as far as the game is concerned. But let me know how y'all feeling about the game. Let me know what you'd like to see next. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. DD+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.